And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Odie adjusting those glasses, and it's a cool 46 as you're waking up this morning.
Good. Don't it feel good?
Ooh, and you broke out the flannel.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. And I got Christmas music on my radio.
What was your first pick of the season? What was your first Christmas?
Blue Christmas came on.
Gotta have that. And I was teasing.
No. Couldn't have been.
The purple. What do we call the purple? What
Fuchsia.
flower?
I would say violet.
I think lilac.
Violet. It could be violet there. Just kind of a spring color over there.
Well, all I'm talking about violet is in violet and not the flower. But, you know. I couldn't spell it, you know.
Good morning to everyone. The team is together this morning as we begin this. Did anybody see this to where Whoopi,
No.
Didn't happen.
I don't get that channel.
Well, here's the claim that she made. She made the comment this week that the only reason she was still on The View is she had trouble making her bills and had to work to be able to afford groceries. Now, as we do a tally, she is valued at over $45 million. So something is not adding up here. If you've got real estate or whatever it is worth $45 million, you should be able to afford to eat.
Her entire thought process doesn't add up.
That's a
Well,
little...
she might Cologne Harris at $20 million. She's in the hole.
Boy, speak it up.
$1 billion handed to you, and you're $20 million in debt.
And you're applying for a job to balance the nation's checkbook.
Yeah.
Come on. Hello.
But y'all think about this also, because calls were going out yesterday on this $20 million. And they're asking donors to pay for that $20 million in something that you've already lost.
That's $7 million for each three of them.
That's like betting on a horse after the race is over. I'm sorry.
It broke a leg.
I will say it is not completely uncommon for there to be campaign debt after an election. Now, should it and all that kind of stuff or whatever.
But $20 million, is that?
I mean, relative to the total spend, it's a lot of money. But I'm just... For the record,
What was the total?
Happens.
$11 billion?
No,
more than that.
Spent, she spent $1 billion, and he spent about half of that, roughly.
Or maybe it was the entire election.
Not on that one.
No, I'm talking about the entire election.
For total.
Oh, the total spend?
Oh.
I still think that sounds a little steep, but I don't know that I've heard that number.
It was right around that number.
Yeah. Which is ridiculous
He's
in my
been watching
opinion.
Alex Jones again.
No, I watched it on Scotty Ray Report.
Had to be the truth.
Well, it could have been a typo.
I mean, it could have been. It was 2-1.
Hey, when you get into all them zeros, it just really don't matter.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of money either way.
But and as we joke about this, it being a lot of money, y'all think about what that could have done for our veterans, for people in need, and. But again, there's nothing cheap about an election.
They're not.
As we start seeing, what's that about? I hate the wrong button.
I know.
I'm gonna put that.
You do it every time I'm here.
Well, it's right there next to the 2, and it has a 3 on it, and my finger just goes there. Oops, we're gonna get that fixed one day. But as we're already starting in Meridian to see signs go up for the mayoral race, I'm seeing that. So it's early spending leading into that also, and again, it's not cheap. Somebody's got to pay for those signs.
Right. Yep.
Boy, y'all are quiet on this.
I mean,
I've only seen one candidate. I hadn't seen anybody else.
No, but the more people get in, they'll start fundraising, and the more candidates there is, sometimes the more money you got to raise, and there'll be council races, and so,
I forgot about that. Be little yard signs everywhere.
All right, so there's one site you don't know, but it's saying it's up to the entire election president down to anything that went on in 2024 was right at $12.3 billion spent.
That was for each Senate race.
For the entire election, no matter what it was.
All Senate races,
That
makes sense.
There was some Senate races that they spent just unreal money on.
Yeah.
control of that House and Senate is of value
And
to
I think
certain
that's
people.
I think that it's flawed that outside. I don't know. I don't like outside money being used. I don't like outside money outside of the state of Mississippi being
used.
donated
That's right.
to
That's right.
my
I
senators
agree with that.
or governor or whatever. And sometimes there's reasons, and I get it, but I mean, when big PAC money from California is
Yeah.
dumping money in a race in my state, I don't feel like they necessarily have my best interest in heart. at
They
heart.
don't.
If an out-of-town
But now if they've
company
got a-
has a office
And it happens.
here,
Right.
then I can see
if they're
them
pumping
doing it.
millions
If they're
into this
pumping
state-
money here,
Yeah.
then okay.
Right.
But if you're
But when
just
you're a
your
special
belief,
interest PAC
you
Yeah.
got that right.
dumping
Outta here.
a whole bunch of money, that's something's weird about that. I don't like
Let me
it.
ask this, y'all's opinion on this, because I saw this. The stock market started taking hits in certain areas yesterday as we start talking about RFK. There is so much that I really had not thought about until all this started coming out of why they're mad and why stocks are going down on some of these companies, and it's food companies and drug companies.
Right.
As he pointed out, there's a chemical that's used. Basically, what he was saying is they put all these chemicals in your food that make you sick.
correct.
Then you go to the hospital. Then they sell you some more medicine to make you better. And the only people gaining in this are them, and they get rich.
Is the chemicals and big pharmaceutical.
There was some, and I don't know what is. They use it in potato chips, and they were showing it last night. That comes off of, and y'all help me if you can. Comes off of coal. And then they mix that down and put it in potato chips. And he's going, this ain't good for you, and I'm getting rid of it.
And we're about the only country that allows that. These other countries, even third world countries, are saying, no, you're not going to bring that chemical to our people. But
I
here in the United States is sitting there going, oh, wait a minute.
Well, it depends
you'll
on
pay
who's
me-
selling that
you'll
chemical.
pay me to let you do that?
Yeah.
I'm good.
I
like
just don't
building a hotel in
understand it. It
Jackson.
doesn't make a lot of sense because you're like, just slice the potato and fry
Yeah.
it. Seems a little bit easier.
But-
than
Yeah, but it's
you
got to
gonna
do
solve
with
that problem?
shelf life.
I
It's got
know,
to do
I
with
know.
keeping it. But yeah, it's all about the money. I mean,
Yeah.
that's like big pharmacy. I mean, it's all about there is no money in a cure.
Now, I don't know if either.
No,
you know-
they can cure it.
Yeah, you
but
got
they
to
don't
keep them
want you
going.
to cure it.
No,
Yep.
that's right.
Now, here's the next one. As we all, I don't know who's going to apply for this. Have y'all seen the application where Elon put out and says, "Hey, I'd love for you to come to work for me. Work 90 hours a week. You have to be extremely smart, and 1% of all applicants, me and Ramaswamy, will interview personally, but I'm not going to pay you anything." Have y'all seen that?
No.
Greg, you've touched on this before about giving to your country. To
Yeah.
where if you're a representative,
Yes. If you're an elected official, it's supposed to hurt a little bit because you're giving up your time for the 4 years or whatever. But now we've made that like a
gravy job.
Yeah.
But Elon is asking some Americans to be patriotic and step forward as they're going to be cutting jobs of waste in America. And he's wanting the smart of the smart of the smart to volunteer for this with no pay to work for their country. Do you think he'll have any applications?
He'll have somebody, a couple of people that will apply.
It's going to take more than two.
how
It's
many-
a lot of waste here.
Well, it is, but you've got to find. There's going to be a lot of people look and say, Elon Musk. I probably don't foot the bill for him, and so I'm not going to apply. Somebody's going to come up because in the long run, what they're doing with them, the name recognition, and being a part of this administration is going to push them forward. In
I
2
can
or 3
see
years
it
later.
inspiring somebody to say, okay,
Yeah.
I decided to sell my company last year,
Yep.
and I don't really know what I'm gonna do. And they're really smart, and they just made a whole bunch of money, and that's probably the people that you want, helping out.
Exactly.
So that could, I could see
Exactly.
somebody, saying, well,
I'm going to try.
I'll shoot them an email and see if they want me to reorganize
living.
the country's government.
This could really reshape
Yeah.
America with what we've got going on. I want to bring this up before we go to commercial real quick, as we have someone injured in Meridian. Right before 6 o'clock, this would have been 5:40, I believe, the call came out that Exxon in Meridian had been robbed again. Highway 19, a crime-ridden area that we've talked about as we pull this up. Here's the scene this morning. You know this store as you're going into College Park. The clerk was struck and has been rushed to a local hospital. I don't think it's life-threatening, but this is the second clerk that has been injured. The last one was at break time on Highway 19. Police on the scene here this morning as we look at this, and I think I've got another video
what
here.
time was that?
About 5:45 this morning.
It's going to get to a point where you go to a convenience store and you walk up to the window and tell the clerk what you want, what candy bar and drink, and they'll go get it, bring it to you.
If they're even any open.
If they're going to be
if you can find somebody to sit in that glass cage at 3 o'clock in the morning. I mean, come on, people.
And someone used the term with me this morning as I was talking about this. Can this start being a hate crime of what's going on with this? It's a possibility.
No. That doesn't follow the narrative of a hate crime.
Maybe I was told a little more.
Maybe so.
And anyway, that's tossed out there because it's a particular group of people that are being injured with this time and time and time again. Mm-hmm. We don't know, but y'all pray for this guy. He's been injured.
And he was sad. At work. He was trying to earn a living for his family,
paying taxes.
Yeah,
helping the community.
He better because they're going up. We'll be right back.
Here at Meridian Cycles, customer service is our #1 priority. And when you buy any Polaris, Can-Am, Honda, CF Moto, or Suzuki ATV or side-by-side, we're going to give you your first oil change absolutely free because we service everything we sell here at Meridian Cycles. Come see us at 80 Highway 19 North or call us 601-485-8700. Come see us.
Advanced Auto Glass by Joey can handle all your windshield repair and replacement needs. Service work is guaranteed and covered by warranty. Our technicians are professional, auto glass trained, and have over 100 years of combined experience. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey utilizes in-house calibrations for vehicle safety systems. Most insurances are accepted, and reliable mobile service is available in surrounding areas. Keep cars cool and secure with custom tinting, side mirror replacement, and AquaPel windshield wipers. There's one clear choice in auto glass repair. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
Battery power made by steel. Right now, save $50 on select AK System battery tool sets. Real steel. Find yours.
Oh, that's us again. We also want to bring up there's an accident.
Yeah, we're doing a show.
It's amazing.
Let me quit shelling these butter beans and get back to work.
Highway 19, we have an accident this morning. This is going to be near Why Not Grocery, Highway 19 South. It does involve an 18-wheeler and a car. Do we have any new information, Odie?
That's all we've got right now, 18-wheeler versus a truck.
What was it carrying?
It was carrying sun-kissed drinks.
You're really into that product.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be delayed hitting the store shelves today.
Wasn't it the Beach Boys that used to promote that during the 70s? And because I remember buying it up there by the bull that was on top of the Sack and Save.
That
Y'all
always
remember?
moved it?
Yeah, you walk up to the store. Go,
In the 70s. Let's see.
Yeah. She said she wasn't around.
I remember it as a kid. My sister worked
kind
there.
Of song, yeah. And there was a bull on each front corner of the store. It was Food Center, wasn't it?
Food Max.
Food Max. No,
it was Food Center before.
Right.
Then it was, they had it, I think, Jitney Jungle, and then Sack and Save
Food
Right.
Center was it, though.
Yeah. But Food Center was the original.
Center.
And boy, they still got a great, because we go down there once in a while and have us a plate lunch there. Good stuff there.
It is some pretty good
Oh,
stuff.
yeah. What is it, Cash Savers?
Cash
Saver, yeah. And I'm the line there. And it's like $5
I've heard,
or so.
it's pretty famous,
And
little
they got,
plate lunch, and it's cheap and give you a whole bunch of food.
They
We
got
sit-
Christmas
Y'all would
cakes
like- I can
stacked
see that
all up
being
in the
a-
middle of the aisles, too.
The Christmas cakes. Oh, speaking of,
Fried
go ahead and make
Christmas
your
cakes.
plans Monday. We've been invited for a viewing.
Oh, wait a minute. Stella ain't got nothing to do with this.
We are headed to the Little Griddle because they are going to be deep frying Christmas cakes, the Little Debbie's, and we're there. We got to go make a commercial as they do this and be the first taste testers of what happens.
Oh, gosh.
I'll take one for the team. I'm sorry.
Looks like you took more than one.
Well, I've been practicing my taste testing. Hush.
I feel like when you eat one of those, you start saying diabetes.
That one.
Well, there's no
Big
point.
head,
There's
like that commercial.
no
Big
point in
head,
taking metformin if you're not going to test it.
There you go. We say good morning to Brian and Mandy Gass. They're in Pigeon Forge this morning
I
watching.
bet it is cool up there.
Cool there, ain't it?
Yeah, I bet that temperature is there. So many of you are up and at 'em. Have y'all? I don't know what the thrill, and we're going to go to our political analyst.
I'm not the political analyst.
Yes, you're the closest thing we got. So you're it.
All right.
You're the valedictorian of this class. Go ahead.
Going back to what we were talking about earlier, we've got somebody that said they went to Webster. Hate crime, a noun synonymous of hate crime, any of various crimes such as assault or defacement of property when motivated by hostility to the victim as a member of a group, such as one based on color, creed, gender, or sexual orientation.
Okay.
What I said.
So could they say, well, he was just here, our crime's to the store?
I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see what becomes of that.
Depends on how good their defense attorney.
As we go back to what I was going to bring up here of the Obamas is where I want to go with this.
Mm-hmm.
Have we heard the latest debacle when it comes to the Secret Service of the United States?
I guess I'm not.
Get on a flat roof.
This is pushing it here. As if you remember watching Nicolas Cage, you remember the scene where he's trying to get into the Resolute desk, and he takes his girlfriend to to sway the Secret Service agent. Well, Secret Service agent thought it would be nice to sneak into the Obama's bathroom and have what's the word I'm looking for here? A very PG word that I'm looking for. Relations.
Seduce.
With his girlfriend in the
Sorry.
Obama's bathroom
You can't do that.
for a thrill.
Okay.
And I'm looking.
How
at
did
Greg.
they? I mean, how did they know? I'm just.
I think there was.
What kind of
cameras.
freak is that?
That's what happened.
Okay.
He is. I think he's been fired.
Okay.
You think?
Yeah. He is no longer representing the U.S. of A. But that's what we've had under the Pepsi leadership there of the Secret Service. There's.
Well, I think it's changing.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Slanted roofs and Pepsi and chips in a bathroom. There you go. That sums up the
Don't
last
that
4
make
years.
you feel safe?
It does. If I was an elected official, I'd be worried.
I'd be a little concerned.
That's what's been going on in our country in these high positions there. Last night, it was yet again another robbery as we would leave the studio to go to where everything was going last night. And here we are on scene. This
What
is
an expression you got there. Boy, you froze that just right.
let me just slide this over.
That one wasn't any better.
I talk on.
Was you scared?
Of course I was. That's why I was wearing my bulletproof.
Somebody's gonna make a meme out of that.
Yeah.
Here we are. This is the do you pronounce that word Valerio? Is that how you say that?
Valero.
Valero. Okay. I was close. That's, I don't.
He went to
What?
one French restaurant. This messed up his whole vocabulary.
Well, that's close. Valero.
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 Okay.
I would
Gas
spell
station.
that. I
Just
would
say
spell
gas
that totally different.
Okay.
Well,
That's the way it sounds.
open up a gas station.
We
Call
had-
it Valerio.
Let me brag on Bravo's shift with the Meridian Police Department. This was robbed. It was two males that entered the store with a gun, demanded cash. They actually reached in and grabbed the cash out of the register and commenced to running. Bravo shift arrived on the scene, got a description, took off, saw two suspects that matched it, detained it. As they went to put them up against a car, one ran. The main subject with the gun was arrested last night, and it was a juvenile, believe it or not.
Good job.
I believe it. A lot of these crimes are committed by very young children, and
Now, are
it
they
is-
being coerced by the older?
I don't know, and that's what I don't know.
Members?
I don't know what's happening. I don't know why. I can't imagine me at 15, 16 years old, like having the gall to walk
do
into
that.
a gas station with a gun. But so something's happening in those homes, in that community, and what I don't know what it is, but it is a alarm. These are children. I mean, I got kids that age, and those are kids to me. I mean, they're not making good decisions, but something is happening, and that's the really sad.
But they're
sad part
role
about this.
models.
But that's what I go. There's no role model. It's the older
Well,
thugs
they're
that they're
role-
looking up to, and
But
they
that's
want
their
to fit
role
in.
model,
They're
teaching
looking
them
for
to do
something
that.
from somebody,
And
you know.
telling them, hey, we'll
Yeah.
welcome you in our hearts if you do
Yeah,
this.
and-
We'll love you because you have no one else to love you. we'll take care of you because you have no one else.
You'll
to
be
take
like
care of
us.
you.
Yeah.
And we'll make sure you've got money in your pocket if you go do this.
That could be. Now, this location of this, if you're trying to go, well, if you're going down 8th Street where you've got O'Reilly Auto Center, it's directly across the street over here where the old Mr. Discount Drugs used to be, where that store is.
Where that old post office.
Yeah, it's right past there next to where there was a robbery last year. You remember, was it last year at that, what do you call those stores that possibly gambling houses? What do you call those? Polo.
Casinos?
Pillar Green?
It has
Work with me here.
Yeah, I can't remember what the name of it is.
Okay.
It'll come to
Talking
me.
about like
Parlay House. Parlay House.
Oh, okay.
It's right next to that. Is where that all happened. What? Look at this look y'all are giving me.
No, it's just, it is, I don't want that.
What
You
you
know,
th-
we all know where they're at. Everybody does. I mean, we
I wasn't
always
supposed to say
have.
that.
I just, it's
That's-
it's a Meridian funny. Like, everybody knows where they are.
And then nothing's done. Huh? Imagine
There's
that.
22 parlay houses in Meridian.
Nothing is ever done about it.
Yeah.
So we just tell it the way it is. And
I'd rather have a praline house. We could change up the spelling a little bit.
we
Bookie
again.
joint, that's what I would call them.
Bookie
Yeah,
joint.
okay.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. But it's often called Parlay House, even from
Yeah.
authorities.
Yeah.
They'll say that. And if you pass through downtown Meridian, sometimes you can smell things all the way over the bridge, and you go, "I wonder what that was." I wonder if
Somebody
that could
hit a
be it."
skunk.
And I'm not talking about cupcakes. Imagine every night, and this is increasing. And do we ask for more police presence there? Probably, because we're starting to see so much crime happen in this area. No one was hurt or injured, but Poplar Springs Drive is becoming, well, a zone now. Right there where it splits at Poplar Springs Drive from
The old
20th
Point
Street.
Rexall?
Yep. They're north to about 26th Street. Last night, gunfire.
And that used to be one of the most beautiful areas of Meridian. You remember?
That was what I was about to say. That is a beautiful street.
Oh, at Christmas,
I mean, that's
can remember
Yeah.
riding
Whole
out Poplar
historic
Springs
district.
Drive, the old big houses?
It didn't used to be. There's still very beautiful homes and people that are committed to that historic district. That's a great little neighborhood of people, and I really hate that for them because they've been there's some really nice houses that they've kept
Oh, it
up.
is.
And
But
it's a beautiful
we got to put a stop
area
to
of Meridian.
I was there. What was it? Last Friday? Was it last Friday night? I was there where a house was shot. As soon as that split, second or third house there on the left in the 2200 block, maybe. Yeah, 2200 block was struck with gunfire last weekend. It's over and over. We got to get a grip on it. Election's coming up. One way to get a grip on it. That's how you do that. Put somebody in that believes in, well, policing. Yeah. That's my 2 cents. We'll be right back.
When I was elected to the state Senate 9 years ago, my goal was to bring a new generation of conservative leadership to the Capitol to get things done. I'm Jennifer Branning, and I'm running for the Mississippi Supreme Court to do the same thing. I've written legislation to lower taxes and reduce regulations on farmers, manufacturers, and other businesses in Mississippi. On the Supreme Court, I'll use my experience and conservative values to always interpret the law, not to rewrite it or bend the rules for anyone.
The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group.
When it comes to enhancing your outdoor experience, you need a companion that can keep up. The Kubota RTV 850 Sidekick at Parrish is your ultimate utility vehicle for every adventure. From the deer camp, trail riding, or just working on the farm, the Sidekick delivers powerful performance and versatility. These units start at $15,499 cash and have a $2,000 rebate. Financing is available as low as $285 a month.
And welcome back, your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie and the gang, as we're all here for this Friday edition of the show.
Yay.
Let me, Greg, what I miss?
Nothing.
He called them a gang.
She's being negative.
Being negative Nancy.
Yeah.
as we're all figuring out why Odie is playing bingo at night now, that's what we were discussing as we were in commercial.
Hey, we had fun at the case.
Well, at his age, it helps with the memory and spelling. You know,
Right. You got to trace these
I like
numbers
bingo.
down and find out what line it's in. And
But Odie, my question on this is, it's a weeknight. How do you? I can't do things like that on a weeknight because
you sleep crime.
what would it matter
out
to you?
till
You
morning.
sleep 45 minutes a night anyway.
Okay, bad example.
And you don't go out on the weekend either.
Yeah,
No, I don't get to do that
uh-uh.
either. So, well, it's tough though, isn't it, during the week?
No.
No.
No, okay. All right.
No, I agree. Now 6:30, I'm at home.
That's me of when I used to not chase
I don't know.
bad people.
It's all the days are the same.
Okay. As we move into this, and this is, I remember we brought this up, I think, last week. It come up on that national talk show, that Joe show, and somebody sent me a text that said he may have went to Northeast Lauderdale High School. You know that guy that's on the liberal show, Morning Joe? Uh-huh.
No,
I got.
I mean, I hadn't watched it.
I
but
don't
mean,
get that channel.
But he's anyway. He was shocked at how much butter cost. He had brought that up.
Yeah, oh yeah, I remember that.
That guy, I got a rumor that he may have went to Northeast. I don't know that.
I had no
Here
idea.
in Lauderdale County?
Yeah. No, again, I can't prove it. That was
Anybody
just
here
said.
watching that show?
But as we look at this, they're saying on average, and this is per week, not month. Now you've got, what's a Social Security check bringing in? $1,100 a month.
Maybe.
They're saying that on average across America, it's $300 per week average what Americans are spending on groceries.
Per person?
But
Or per
yeah, for
household?
family.
Per household. Okay.
Do you know what y'all spend?
I
lot.
don't. But I mean, groceries, they are. It is. It's expensive. Like
150 a week. is
I
what we're
bought
spending.
5 small turkey breasts
Right.
yesterday. Normally, turkey breast, I like about a 8-9 pound turkey breast, and normally they're $12, $14 a piece. They were $22 a piece.
Yeah.
And 5 of them was like $130 by the time I got out of there, and I was like, "You're kidding."
You know, and I saw a little bit of a snippet yesterday where Donald was talking about that, of groceries. He goes, this ain't happening in America. This is not my America. This has got to change.
well,
But that's why fast food has gone up. You think about it. Usually you go through
It
a
is.
drive-through, when you got a $10 bill, you got a meal, and you got change back. Well, now you better get out another 5 to go with that 10.
Yeah.
If-
You're
and
right.
I'm talking about you
When I-
eating, just you.
When I got out of the Navy and took over the Dairy Queen, when Daddy got sick, we were selling. That was when your meal deals first started really coming out, where you had a number one cheeseburger, fries, and a drink. Tax, the whole 9 yards, $3.20.
Yeah.
Well, I remember the $4 meal deal. Y'all remember that? Burger King, all
Well, it
these
hadn't
just
been-
a couple years ago.
This past weekend I bought some chuck roast. Do a roast. You know, that's a cheap. That's
That's a
supposed
bottom
to be,
cut.
That's supposed to be like, you know, a cheap meal. And those things were $22 at Walmart.
And you could buy the
I
whole
mean-
pack with everything in it. All you had to do is throw it in a crock pot. And it was like $15 for
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Shirley says, have y'all priced a ham lately? I have not.
Oh, yeah.
I bet that's
Yeah,
pretty tough, too.
a good Smithfield ham, yeah.
But boy, there ain't nothing like having that ham that's in the refrigerator that you can go back and throw it in the
I
microwave
love
and hit it.
leftover ham.
Put some Miracle Whip or Blue Plate on it.
Don't talk no Miracle Whip. Blue Plate is mayonnaise.
I'm a Duke's girl.
Mayonnaise
No.
is mayonnaise. I don't care
No,
what
it
it
ain't.
is.
Heinz
Duke's,
ketchup, Blue
Hellman's.
Plate mayonnaise,
Yeah.
Frenchie's mustard. you
It's
gotta
all the
have
same.
those.
Oil, eggs,
It's all
and
the
little flavor.
same.
Yeah,
No.
it's all the same.
That's probably the worst
No. Which
answer.
one?
I mean, at least he
Mayonnaise,
has
it's all the same.
some sort of standard. It
Blue
is not the
Oil,
same.
eggs blended together with a
No.
little bit of flavor and thrown in
If your
there.
palate believes
There
all
you
those
go.
things taste the same, then that explains a lot.
Blue Plate ain't nothing but Blue Plate.
I mean, they
All right,
taste
we
very
are.
different.
We're getting reports that fella is from the area. Then we get another one. His mother was an elementary teacher at Northeast when
First through 12th
I guess
grade.
he was in first through 12th grade.
I've been told
So,
that over and over, and I can't even. It's Joe something, and I can't.
How old
think,
is he?
Our age.
So he's the guy that was shocked about the butter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but of course, you know he's making a lot more than any of us.
He can
Well,
buy it
yeah.
by the pound. Ain't no stick of butter for him.
I mean, if Oprah, not Oprah, but what's her name? That's on the View. Whoopi is having trouble being worth $45
Yeah.
million buying groceries. I mean, what's he make a year?
Yeah.
I don't know. We hear from Donna Jill this morning, and she goes, "That a boy for Lauderdale County." She says that Lauderdale County overdid the rest of the state. And if you look at state numbers, it was less than 60. Here's our numbers from Lauderdale County, folks.
I'm still disappointed that that's not 95%.
It ain't going to be, but hey, 66 is great.
It is great.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people who are still on the rolls who can't go for whatever reason. It is what it is. But still, I'd like to see it higher than 66. But we are rising, and kudos for that.
For the state, we done.
No, we're overperforming, and that's great. And I wish that it was like this every time. Unfortunately, this is usually our peak race, is the presidential race. But I just I wish it was a lot higher, and I wish that there were more registered voters, because that is just a reflection of the number of registered voters that we have. And everybody's not registered to vote, but yeah, I'm glad we outperformed other counties.
I just got a text. That guy's name is Joe Scarborough.
Yeah, we had a bunch of them come in.
Everybody knew him.
And it is good whenever we do that, because that is something that elected officials look at, and then they pay attention more. I mean, it's just numbers, but they're going to spend more time and
more people actually vote.
Yeah, they're like, it's a county that's important, and we always want to be looked at that way. That Lauderdale County is important.
So the money comes in.
There we go.
Get some of that $12 billion that they're spending.
Yeah.
I go here and I start out with a we're known, if you ever watch My Cousin Vinny, and
the Utes in question. I can't help it.
And he had to in court explain that Alabama mud. Well, we got it here in Meridian too, as we go here to take a look at our latest store,
Academy.
We have an 18-wheeler stuck. He went to turn around there and he went floop. Now,
he went what?
Floop. Them tires wouldn't come out. As I say this, and let me just say this about our town, and I'm not being negative, Nancy. I'm telling the truth here. Within 2 hours of opening, we had our first shoplifter. And every night since then, there's been one shoplift. I had somebody that was in the store that said they saw 2 shoplifters within their shopping experience.
Why can't we get stores to come to Meridian? Well,
ding, ding.
And why can't we get them to stay in Meridian? Because they're losing more than they're selling.
Yeah.
But why can't we get somebody to walk around with a big stick and bust their head when they do something like that and leave them laying there on the floor? They'll quit doing that.
With a sign
Because you can't do
"Look what I
that.
did."
Why not?
Best Buy is another example of theft.
And you need something now, and you think about, well, where am I going to go? Because you know
It
what?
ain't there.
Hoopers is gone. Best Buy is gone. I mean, here we go back to Googling and ordering.
That's what we're going to have to do. But we don't want this to happen. But it's time and time and time again that we're seeing.
It goes
That's
back to
very
holding them
unfortunate.
accountable when you do get them. When you find out who they are and take them before the judge, make them accountable for their actions. And it goes back to being a scapegoat. Make an example out of them, and you'll stop this from going forward.
No.
So,
Don't carry them to the judge. Carry them to the woodshed.
a little spanking there.
That's right.
Alrighty, 7:34 coming up. We're going to be right back. We got some trivia for you on the way at the Scotty Ray Report. We'll be right back.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Everything starts with a great grill, cookware, and accessories. Add in locally sourced meat and dairy, frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, and daybeds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From animal print coolers to authentic Louis Vuitton purses, we have what you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
At Pettit Jewelers in Philadelphia, Mississippi, trust Nicole with your priceless heirloom jewelry. With generations of refined expertise, she ensures your cherished pieces are meticulously cared for. Pettit Jewelers, Philadelphia.
Downtown Meridian is thriving with a fresh look, and now it's getting a new neighbor. Toyota of Meridian is now open under new hometown leadership. We're bringing automotive knowledge and experience home with a focus on improved customer satisfaction and all new pricing. Toyota of Meridian is excited to serve the Queen City and exceed your expectations.
I'm Trinard Rush, and I want to invite you to Toyota Meridian, where hometown pride drives excellence.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie. We've got, of course, Julie and Greg, that girl, in the studio with us today. How y'all doing over there?
Oh,
Fabulous.
just tickled to death.
We love it here.
New earrings? Did I miss
No,
We like to highlight when something new is purchased there because Tyler, we know, probably didn't know about it. We're just trying to help the boy out.
But you know what? All I do is I say, I had this. Yeah. Didn't say for how long.
Speaking of, Greg Santa was sitting over there next to you, and word is that you just got a Santa list sent in to you.
I did. My child sent me my list right before her I opened she had emailed it to me with links. You know, they make it real convenient. But I got it, and I'm just like
12
scrolling.
pages. About 12 pages.
To be fair, it's the links, so it's, they're a little long, but it's still lengthy.
Oh, that's
But speaking
funny.
of Santa Claus, I pulled up this morning, and I was like, is that Greg over there? Why is he on Scotty Ray's porch? And it was a chubby white guy, but it was just Santa.
Oh, that's funny. That's pretty good there. As we begin trivia this morning, we go back to 1919. He was the guy that really started this before. This would be pre-Judge Judy. As we all sat back, and when you were sick, you would watch this on television from
Matt
school.
Locke.
Oh, he was a judge.
We still watch
Okay,
Matt.
I don't know.
Judge Wapner.
Wapner.
Y'all remember him?
Yes.
That has
think I
been a
do.
spell, hadn't it? People's Court.
That's been back in the early 80s.
I had literally almost forgotten that show even existed. But in the day,
There's
it was
a lady
huge.
that does it now, the People's Court.
Judge Judy.
No, Judge Judy doesn't do People's Court.
You know, I called Gerald Wayne Judge Wapner for a long time.
That's why he kicked you out of his courtroom, too.
He did
probably.
not kick me out. He told me I was dismissed.
And leave.
And
That's
it
kicked out.
It would be a good idea for you to
And he
no
was
longer be
hitting
in there.
that hammer thing.
That's
on
kicked
that.
out
Yeah.
in judge speak.
Said, Mr. Firecracker, you are dismissed.
As we go to 1928, this next guy would come along. He would be known for such hits as Wolf Creek Pass and, well...
Oh, yeah. That's when the old boys, the fire fell off his cigar
Yeah.
in the cuff of his blue jeans, and
That's
that
an
chicken
Earl.
truck headed down that
You better
hill.
slow down. These light poles are starting to look like picket fence. Next thing you know, we had ended up downtown. What was the name of that town?
Flagstaff or something, I don't remember.
All these chickens everywhere, as he put it. Wolf Creek Pass, what a great song that was. And he would go on to be a part of the biggest movie of the 70s.
Johnny got it.
There it was. That's it. As we
C.W.
go back to
McCall.
remember Breaker
Truck
19.
driver, yeah, convoy.
There it is, C.W. McCall. And this
You don't
was...
have any of his cassettes, I reckon?
I don't think I've ever
Don't
heard
feel
of
bad. I
anything
don't
y'all
have
are
any of
talking
those
about.
cassettes either.
It was a 6th of June in the dark of... it was a dark of... what was
Dark
it?
of the Moon, the 6th of June.
And a
Kenworth hauling logs. Old Pigpen told him he needed to back off another 10 miles. Mercy sakes, them hogs is opening up my sinuses.
You don't know this?
I guess this is what we're using our brain capacity for.
Absolutely. And then it talked about the Jesus bunch that was in the... Remember the
The
hippies?
microbus.
Yeah, the microbus.
I'll read the cliff notes.
They got a toll up ahead, but I just ain't
Left
gonna...
a swindle sheet sitting on the scale.
Yeah.
You always impress me.
Chris
with the things that
Christopherson
you-
at his best in that movie.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Home run. Had that little liberal reporter that rode with him that
Yeah.
was against all that.
They put him in jail and that crooked sheriff whooped him.
Yeah, sure did.
So did.
As we go back to 1928, Mary Tyler Moore would hire this guy. I doubt Greg would hire him for anything.
We're betting 1,000 of... Ain't part of my knowledge.
Ed Asner, born in 1929.
Lou Grant.
Lou Grant,
Didn't
that's
he play
him.
Lou Grant. Yeah.
He would do that and be a part of her show and then get his own show at the end of it. And it was not entertaining at all.
Yeah.
We go back to 1956.
I'm trying.
Well, this
It's
would
just
be...
they're just not interesting. I'm trying.
Okay. Well, maybe this is better. Is 1956. This would be his most real acting job that he'd done in movies. The most serious one that he got to be a part of. And it was almost... It didn't have as much soundtrack as the others, but...
Elvis?
Yeah, it's Elvis.
Okay.
And do you know the movie?
Hawaii.
Love me tender.
Love me true.
If I remember,
heard of
isn't this the one to where his brother went off to fight in the Civil War and he thought he died, and when he come back he'd married his girlfriend? If I remember right.
Nah, I ain't got a clue.
Boy.
I'm sorry.
1969, let's get into an American hero.
Okay.
Ken Rainey hung out with this guy more than anybody I know. Britt hung out with him a good bit there. He's just a legend. I think I'll Just Stay Here and Drink was one of the songs that he
Merle
done.
Haggard.
As he would have a number one today with I'm
I'll let you
Proud
have
to
that
Be.
one because I know how much you love him. I know how much you love him.
Oh, take my hat off.
Merle Haggard,
He's
number
awesome.
one today. And that really was one of those movements in America of when we had a bunch of hippies running around, and Merle didn't like it. But he said a lot with that song.
I can't get over, and the more I look into it, how many songs that man recorded.
Oh, it's over and over.
You know, it's just seems like forever, and there's so many good songs. Which, I mean, I'm not fussing. I know you was in radio for like 50 years, but so many good songs that never got played.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? There's so many songs.
Squiggles done come up with, we ain't gonna pay no toll, so we crashed through the Great Gate doing 98 and said, let them truckers roll.
That's right.
That's the way it worked. This next girl that we bring up here, she was what we would call
Daisy?
at the deer camp smoking. I mean, she really was. As we watched the reruns year after year of Cousin
She was
Eddie.
pretty.
Cousin Eddie.
Yeah. As he showed up.
His sister-in-law.
Oh,
You remember
yeah.
Beverly?
Oh, yeah.
The mom in Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was a pretty woman.
I've seen that twice already this year.
That's a good one. I love it.
I love you. Can't help it.
Waylon Jennings showed up on the scene in Nashville. And Waylon, as we all know, you go back to that plane ride with Buddy Holly, steps away from him.
Gave his seat up.
He was a guitar player in the band. He had his own tune. And as he comes to Nashville, they kept telling him, you can't do this. You can't do it this way. And he would scribble down on a notebook a little note about that. You can't do it
Are
this
you
way.
sure Hank done it this way?
It would go number one today in 1975. Were you standing there in 48? I've had rhinestone suits and new shiny cars. It's been the same way for years. And that's the way Nashville done it. They'd buy you a fancy car and take pictures of you.
Well, you had like old guy said, you had to show up my Cadillac, but you might have slept in it the last 2 nights. But you know. Do you don't have any common knowledge of stuff like this? I mean, really?
I mean, I've heard of it. I'm just.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
Did I tell you the story to where, Hank didn't like to drive. He always had someone driving.
Had like a 17-year-old kid that was driving him when he died.
Sure
wasn't it?
was.
A neighbor.
Hank was getting a ride. He had to go make a public appearance down at Ernest Tubbs' record shop. And he has this guy driving. They're going down the street in Nashville, and he leans over to Hank. He goes, "Hey, your car's rattling." And he leans over to him and he goes, "Son, maybe one day you'll own a Cadillac that rattles." I can hear Hank doing it now. 1975, this was released to radio. Now, it was two different people who released this. One, the songwriter had a number one with it, but the second group that came along with it, he made more money off of it than his original one. Ed Bruce wrote the song, and Waylon and Willie would re-record it later, but today we got Ed's version. What do you think?
Texas.
You're thinking of My First Taste of Texas.
Yeah.
Had blue eyes and golden hair.
Waylon and Willie
What did I
did
get that
it.
look for?
I mean, I'll
I
give
thought
you
that
my
was a-
answer in just a
Waylon
minute.
and Willie,
Hold on.
mamas don't let you.
There you
baby
go.
grow up to be cowboys.
There
I
it
do
is.
love that one.
Of course, Ed Bruce wrote it.
Oh, he was good too.
So he recorded it first.
Yeah, he wrote it.
And he
recorded
went number one, and then
They re-recorded it.
okay, and they went.
Yeah, and then when
okay.
everybody will always remember where he goes, Willie, and then Willie comes in. He was hiring a Georgia Pine, but at the White
could
House,
sing.
It worked for them.
it did. This would be part of the soundtrack to Urban Cowboy, the biggest movie that happened in the 80s on the silver screen. A little place outside called Pasadena, Texas. is where most of
Gillies.
It was. Now, do you remember seeing Charlie Daniels on stage during that? They did so much with this. There was one country act after another that went to Gillies. It was a part of this. This was the misfit of that entire soundtrack where people were going,
Who is that?
"Oh, this, I don't think she's doing it." But it was a slow dance, belly rubbing song, and it went number one and would help her get into country music big time. Anne Murray, could I have this dance for the rest of my
From
life?
Canada.
Yeah, Canada girl. She was pop at the time, trying to cross over, and that really took her, certified her into country music. There you go there. On the other side of the radio dial, I can still hear this in my head. Y'all remember a group, you probably know more about this than us,
Okay.
a group called Blondie.
Yeah.
The tide is high, and I'm moving.
No, but that's not the song that I'm thinking of.
I don't know what else
Okay.
they've done, but I know she done that back in '80. The tide is high. That's all I remember by them, and I'm sure that There was other songs by Blondie.
Yeah.
Does she have anything to do with Kim
There's
Carnes?
a big one that I'm thinking of that I just can't.
Well, come up with it.
I'll think of. Anyways, go ahead. Move on.
We're working on that. Look there. Johnny knew that. Johnny Moore knew the answer for it.
I'm not very good at this game, as we have discovered.
Oh, you're better than you think.
You're learning, though. I mean, to me,
I don't want
there
to.
honestly should be a class in school.
I think you
that
need to give me a little
teaches-
button, and then I should mix in actual trivia that's not
We need
just
buttons
country
for y'all on that
music
side.
or
No, because she'd have been
Daisy Duke
electrocuted me or something.
What would y'all say is the biggest chick flick of all time? Any movie that's ever been out?
The
that went-
Notebook.
yeah, that's a that's a
Think about that. The
romantic
biggest
comedy.
chick flick ever.
Well, I hadn't seen
Fried
the
green tomatoes. I don't know.
That's a good.
Thelma and Louise.
I don't.
Think about that now.
Just tell us the answer.
Oh,
Scotty Ray.
it takes the
Gone with the Wind.
Oh, well, that wasn't
That's
really
not a
chick
chick
flick.
flick.
That was actual facts. Captain Rhett Butler.
Yes.
The
Oh,
biggest.
me.
This is the biggest chick flick ever made, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Still Magnolias.
I don't get it. I've watched it with Angie.
Somebody said Pretty Woman. That's a good
I
one.
ain't
Eat,
never
Pray,
cared
Love is a
about
good
it.
one. Yeah.
But still, Magnolias is really the one that
it is a
started
classic.
it. I totally didn't get the show. I know somebody was sick and somebody cut hair and she had to go to
Yes.
church.
Yeah. So the one in the middle, Julia Roberts, she was.
Even Junior said no.
She had, I think she had diabetes or some sort of kidney. I don't know. Anyways, but she had a baby and it was her wedding. Then she died, and then all the friends.
Yeah, and
or
the
not-
ending of it where
the
somebody
armadillo
rides off on
cake
a
and-
motorcycle or something
Yeah,
at the end.
yeah. It's a classic.
But I just know that it was chick flick, and Dolly was in it.
Clayton Cobbler says Blondie sang "Call Me." Like people really wanted
Call
to call
me.
Clayton. You know, that was your last call. You called him.
You probably wasn't going to make that
You
call.
probably gonna make it. Somebody's gonna do it for you.
Lady in Red, did she sing that?
Lady in Red.
No, that's a movie. That's a movie. But yeah, but
Lady in Red's a song too, but I don't think it was him.
Lori Morgan had "I'm Wanting
Maybe
Something
they're
in
talking
Red."
about Odie,
Yeah, it may be there.
Lady in Red. You get it?
As we go to the next one, there, this may have been
It's a little flat.
Batman. How many times has Batman been redone? Over
6.
Who's the best
Seven.
Batman?
Christian
Bale?
Bales.
In Meridian or shut?
I've never. Very seldom do I ever. I don't even know that I've ever watched a complete episode or whatever.
It's so futuristic.
I don't like anything like that. Anything to do with space, flying, Spider-Man, Batman. Give me the Dukes of Hazzard. I'm good.
They'll save the day, won't
That's
they?
right.
As we look at this, Michael Keaton came out as the starring actor for Batman back in 1989. Do y'all remember this one?
I remember it.
It was released to
That's a good
VHS
one.
today because the rest
Yeah.
of us didn't get to the theaters.
Why?
You know, it used to take like 3 years before it would make it.
It wasn't 3 years.
Well, if the horse stepped in a hole on the way with it, I mean, it took
Seriously,
forever.
it wasn't like you got it in a week or a year. It was a couple
It
years.
was not. It was not
somebody
more than a
somebody
year. That doesn't
stand up and
make
testify
sense.
for me.
That's right.
It really
We still
was.
had
You
we
just said
still
that's
had
right.
our pianos in the theaters years after everybody else got sound. I mean,
And,
you know.
and let me say this for the folks like me that lived in the surrounding counties growing up, coming to Meridian was a big deal.
Meridian was town for me too.
You truly didn't get to. I remember the fair once a year coming in October to Meridian because that was a big deal.
And it was going to be cold and raining usually.
Yes, sir. We always parked underneath the underpass.
It's kind of like Shucktown, how it got its name. Because when you came under Meridian, that was the halfway point, and you stopped with your horse so they'd rest, and you shucked the corn so you give your horse something to eat, and you left the shucks laying around. That's where you got Shucktown at.
Anybody remember Joey Buttafuoco? Did I say that correctly?
Yeah.
Joe? Yeah. It was 1993 that he was sentenced to 6 months for statutory rape of Amy Fisher, if y'all remember that. I can remember that name being used like Buttafuoco. Did I say that right?
Just let it go.
Okay. Yeah, I could twist that word, couldn't I? I need to leave that alone. You're right, Craig.
You gonna step my hole, break an ankle if you keep on.
Back in the Bob McDeal. Does that name ring a bell to anybody in the room?
Who?
Bob McDeal. He was an
Sounds
old
like a used car salesman.
He sold dill pickles on the side.
McDeal.
He made his way to Nashville. He would eventually become a huge songwriter in Nashville. There was one problem he did. He wrote a song that nobody wanted to touch because he told the truth. we had so many people leaving rock and roll radio stations and executives from there moving over to country because they were making money.
Mm-hmm.
And well, he wrote a song that poked fun at it, and nobody would record it, wouldn't get near it. It sat around for probably 2 to 3 years until Alan Jackson picked it up and goes, well, I'll do it. Look at them boots. She's gone country. As he just called it what it was.
That's a really good song.
It is, but it described what America was going through as country music was being invaded.
I'm going to listen to that one on the way home.
It makes a lot of sense because we did get, it was like a takeover during the 90s and no one saw it coming.
You're not listening to Christmas music?
No, I've already.
I have all my presets set in my truck. All my XM radio stations are now, I've got rock and roll, I got blues Christmas, I've got country Christmas, I got traditional Christmas.
Good for you.
I just can't believe it.
My first sign that it was over, and I will, you know how you have that moment in life to where you know something ain't right? I remember when y'all need to hush. As we look back on this, when the group that sang "I Want to Kiss You All Over," that was Exile. They went country, and I knew there was a problem. Then we would have the Kentucky Headhunters running around with no shirts with a guy with a raccoon hat on his head.
Tootsie Roll.
Yeah. And look what we've got now. It should have been nipped in the bud as
exactly
Bart
right.
right there. Going back over there. Get.
Exactly.
But we had too many executives from across the aisle take over, and it was murder on 16th Avenue.
Well, look at the crap they're playing now.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
I'm sorry.
That's
I mean,
it.
that's
2003, Toby came along, and How Do You Like Me Now starred.
Mm-hmm. Red Solo Cup.
Yep. He also had another one today. I love this.
I love this
bar.
It went number one for him back in 03. Can y'all believe Toby Keith is deceased?
I know.
That's tough. He's one of the new ones to me.
That's right. 2018, we would lose a staple from our childhood today. Now, he couldn't sing. We all know it. It was awful. But he could play. He even made it with
Roy
Randy.
Clark.
There you are. Roy Clark, would pass away today.
Every time I think of somebody that can play, and that's the first one pops in my head. What he said? Thank God and Greyhound, she's gone. That was pretty funny.
That was his biggest hit that he ever had as a solo artist. Thank God and Greyhound, she's gone.
Talks about the smoke from that Greyhound bus when the bus took off. That was pretty good.
You do remember the episode? He was Cousin Roy that came to see the Clampetts.
Yep.
He was. Did you know that?
No, I mean.
He picked and grinned. It was going to be Jethro's first clients of his new agency that he had founded.
Right. Had that suit.
Yeah. That didn't fit.
But now he could flat play an instrument.
He could.
Oh man, he could play.
And that's why I always made those faces. If y'all remember.
But if he would just not open his mouth.
Yeah.
Somebody said I want to talk about me, Toby Keith's song. That was a good one too.
I did like that.
Yeah, it's funny. He had a lot of funny. They were kind of had a little humor in them.
Oh, and
Miss Marge.
what was the song where he talks about the two girls, where his buddy called him up and wanted him to double date? Do you know the song I'm talking about?
I ain't as good.
I tried to drink her skinny, but she's still about. He took her to dinner and she woofed down 3 cakes and then finished.
I don't know that I've heard this one.
Oh, it's the I'm trying to remember the name of it. It was the hidden tracks on the song.
Okay, we're gonna have to
there.
listen to that one after.
It is hilarious.
I bet. It sounds like it.
I know you caught me here in a conference. Okay.
Okay.
But it's good stuff. Back in 2017, this guy would be.
Julia, get this one.
I brought him to Meridian the very first time. I remember it. I paid him $7,500 is what it cost to bring him. I remember signing the contract of this. Super nice guy. And he was dying to be the opening act for Trace Atkins because he'd never worked with him. Any signs there?
No.
Now, I'm not responsible for the second show that came later on. I brought him the first time he came to Meridian. He would go on to be on a television show to where they judged talent. A national
Blake Shelton?
That's him. He was named People Magazine's sexiest man alive in 2017. Y'all believe that?
No.
I wouldn't have seen that
He
coming.
married Miranda Lambert.
He did.
And divorced her.
She's pretty as a speckled
You seen
pup
her
under a
lately? She's just
pulpwood
getting
tree.
prettier.
Yeah.
She is.
Boy, he got a weird one now, though.
Yeah.
Shoot, she a foul ball if you tell me.
I think I agree with you on that, Greg.
He went from a home run to a blooper.
And boy, that duet that him and Miranda did, "You're the Reason God Made Oklahoma."
Yeah.
Golly, that was a great remake.
I like Old Red.
Love got me in, love got me out.
Right.
We'll be right back.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
All right, y'all come on out and see us at J&J Used Cars, Highway 19 South in the Southeast community. We right up the hill from the red light. Wide variety, nice quality used cars. Got 4-door Z71s. Hey, Christmas gonna be here before you know it. Wife, daughter, they will get you off your feet and back in the street. Right here at J&J Used Cars on Highway 19 South, Meridian.
And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray.
Honesty, integrity.
How many hush puppies do you have in your pocket?
Okay, hey, we do news here is whatever affects you.
Yeah,
bottom line. And yesterday we had some goats out as we go to Goat Central here. This was Marion. They were out in Marion Russell Road. We don't need a goat dancing on your hood, so we always put it out there. So
and them jokers will get up on the top of a vehicle and stand.
Yeah. And
you
be really
get mad at the
excited about
neighbor's
it.
cat. Think about a goat standing on your roof. I mean,
so have you had that happen before?
Oh yeah.
As we go to downtown
Goat's
Meridian
pretty
yesterday.
good if you cook it.
Yeah,
slow.
I mean, if you got a low enough roof, they'll climb on
Y'all
up.
tell me what's going on here, because I see them around town doing this all the time, running stuff down the sewer, and I don't know exactly what it is. What are they?
Somebody lost a ring.
You got some cameras on there, and
who they hunting?
Who wants pictures of a sewer?
I don't know this for sure, but that this is what's happening. But I do know that there is a process in which they have sent cameras down into our pipes to map and see where everything is assess the condition of them, so they can have full plans for what needs to be replaced. Sometimes they'll even put smoke in there to see where it lands to map it out.
Because our infrastructure is old. Let's face it. And then we start having these potholes and sinkholes, and a lot of times this pipe fails. So my hat's off to them.
So instead of digging it up to find out what it looks like in there, then they're putting some cameras on. That's proactive.
Thank you.
I don't know that that's what's happening in that picture, but that does occur in the city.
It explains it a little bit more to me, because I see those, and they're working hard. I see them all the time.
Yeah.
We don't have any idea what's happening in front of Joyce's, etc. They just like digging up the road every other day there. I saw them back there yesterday, all staring at that little hole, that corner.
Well, I will say they don't dig it up because they want to. I mean, so something happened, and that's the last thing you want to do after you fix something is dig it back up.
Right,
so they're not doing it because they enjoy it.
And you thought your day was bad. You look at sewer pictures all day.
Hey, we got some really good people in Meridian, Mississippi that take care of our water, and and you don't think about it, but you want that toilet to flush, and you want that water to come out the pipe when you turn it on.
You don't think about it till it don't work.
Yeah, and
you know what I'm saying?
They keep it running. It's a 24-hour-a-day job, and they keep it running.
Yeah, they do.
And you don't think about it until
you need it.
Yeah.
Hey, we have to say congratulations to our latest winner. Don't forget, all this week you can register over at Pinch and Tail. That's in Marion there. Nick has notified me we got a winner this morning. And here we go. Congratulations goes out to Sheila Todd McDonald. She's the winner of the $25 gift certificate.
Hey, that's my sweetie now.
You know her?
A nurse at internal medicine. she's awesome.
Is she?
Yeah.
Well,
That's
congratulations.
my next ex-wife.
Your next ex-wife?
I love me some Sheila. She's a good lady.
Well, that's wonderful. I'm glad she won. Go by and use it with Nick. They'll help you out there. You can't miss it there. The Peach and Tail is right next to Little Griddle.
That's right.
Can't miss it. Nick will be there all day this weekend. Let's see here. I want to go back over this because this affects so many kids and they get excited. And it's Greg. I think of Greg every time I look at this picture.
Excited kids.
Ooh, the train's coming.
It is. This is the Christmas train. We took this picture last year as it rolled in. As
Man,
the
that's
sun was going
awesome.
down.
I'm sorry. That is just.
I
That's
can't wait
gorgeous.
to see your pictures.
That's
with the
just
train.
gorgeous.
Did you see that girl that was the elf?
Ooh.
No.
Yeah, that's what I said.
How many ex-wives you gonna
Made
have?
your toes curl, didn't it?
Come on, it's something for everyone is what the point we were trying to make.
Something for everyone.
This is going to happen December the 1st in Meridian. Here's the schedule as it rolls into Meridian at 4 p.m. And let me close this where everybody can see this. It will be here through 8 p.m. And when they say 8 p.m., they mean it.
And they usually put a good bit of stuff together that day down on Front Street.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's going to draw a big crowd.
yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
think you're going to walk right up and see the train, you know.
No, you got to get there early.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stand in there, but it would be so worth it. This brings smiles, smiles, and smiles. If the day before, if you're in Jackson, it'll be there on the 30th, 4 to 8, and then December the 2nd, it will roll into Vicksburg after leaving here to Vicksburg, Mississippi at 4 o'clock also.
What? That geographically doesn't make
It doesn't.
sense, does
The
it?
government plan. We'll go through there and then we'll go back to it.
It does not
Somebody's
make.
brother-in-law was selling diesel fuel. I'm sorry.
Now we know the mystery.
That's exactly right.
But
You know how hard it is to turn a train? Back in that hole over there.
Can't do that in a dime, can you?
A little Swift driver driving.
I sure wish I finished training.
Clark County. We got some our friends at Clark County Hot Topics. Quitman's Parade is going to be December the 2nd, Stonewall the 7th and 14th on Enterprise. Now we will have the 6th, Marion is going to be having theirs. The 14th, Collinsville will have theirs, and Meridian will have theirs the 7th, as we're running down what Christmas parade's already scheduled.
Talking about Clark County, everybody please remember our friend Barry White. He's in the hospital. He's going through a rough time, and we will be doing an announcement next week. I'll give you a little bit of information.
What is it?
Going to try to do a little fundraiser to try to help Barry, and it may consist of some, what's that, dignitaries maybe from Clark County, and one maybe wearing a cowboy hat from Lauderdale County that may have to kiss Harold.
Oh, I'm in.
Whoever
To kiss
raises
Harold?
the
No,
whoever raises the it's in the early stages of being set up, but we want to help Barry if we can. Barry needs our prayers right now.
So the gist of this, whoever raises the most money?
Whoever they donate the most money to has got to kiss Clark 2.5.
Well, give me a... Who else might be involved in this?
I was told that maybe an elected official, maybe Troy Smith, maybe, and
You're
I
winning,
think the
Scotty
high
Ray.
sheriff.
You're going and pucker
I
up.
think the high
I'm
sheriff.
donating to the Anthony Chancellor Fund.
You need to go on and pucker
possible.
up because I feel like you're winning this.
Maybe
one.
a prominent restaurant owner in Quitman is trying to be persuaded of Mr. Skidmore.
Oh, Matthew.
Yes. So everybody's gonna see who can.
It's got to be like a real kiss.
Oh yes,
Okay.
yes. It's gonna be pucker up, baby.
Pucker up, Buttercup. It's coming.
We need to go by and see Harold this week. Anthony sent
I
in
carried
one
him a
there,
honey bun.
gave
Sure
that honey
did.
bun there. Harold, and we
Hey,
Harold
don't
been
go
missing
by
it.
there and be buttering him up, trying to get in case she's the one that's got the pucker up. Scotty Ray will be by there every day with a loaf of bread. But in all seriousness, please keep bearing your thoughts and prayers. And when we get this together, we'll let you know more about it. Hoping to set up, and it's way above my head, some cash out, Vmo, Venmo, something or other.
Greg says he thinks that Julia needs to be a part of this.
They want to know what
needs to
end
be
of Harold.
there is what that says.
Well, maybe you need to be the
needs
revealing.
to be there.
You need to be there to reveal who it is. That's
Somebody's got to hold Harold. You can do that.
That's right. But remember, Barry. I mean, he's been through a lot, and he's doing good.
We think a lot of him. He's a good fellow there, and keep him in your thoughts and prayers there. We haven't gotten anything new from the accident that happened over on Highway 19 there in the Wyandotte area. The last we got was involved a truck and a car. Have you gotten anything new? Anybody said anything?
Not a thing.
Okay. Any Dwight Yoakam fans in the crowd?
Absolutely.
Get ready. He's already announced that in January he's going to be coming to North Mississippi, up at DeSoto County, up in that area.
That is real north.
Yeah, real north.
That's about as north as you can go.
But I like Dwight. He's what you call cowboy cool, I think is
Bakersfield.
Yeah. A little different there.
What was that movie he was in?
Sling
Blade.
Sling Blade. And then a movie called Red Rock that had the guy from 3,000 Miles to Graceland and all of the other movies there. I'll think of his name in a second there. Blank, 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 blank. Also, Todd Tillman's going to be headed to Kosciuszko. He's going to be doing a Christmas show there. Hope you can make it out to that.
Kosciuszko?
Kosciuszko, Mississippi.
Okay.
Let's see here. A lot of accidents have been happening up in Philadelphia. We saw several of those in the last couple of days up there. There was it seemed like Laura Trump. This will be our last story on this.
Who?
Laura Trump.
Which is the daughter-in-law of Donald.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
As little Marco gets promoted, it's rumored that she could replace him as senator down in Florida. What do y'all think? Yay or nay?
She came to Mississippi, and she spoke at the Republican National Convention.
That's Don Jr.'s wife.
Mm-hmm.
She's sharp as a
I'm
tack.
all for it.
Yeah.
She's sharp as a tack.
I ain't got a problem with it.
And we have a school
I guess
teacher.
the voters, I mean, well,
No,
that's
it'll be
appointed.
appointed
For a short
Yep.
term. Well, Senator, did they finish that term or did they go to the next federal election? I can't remember. It gets appointed by the governor, but then I can't remember if you've got the next federal election you've got to run, or if you finish the term. Somebody smarter
It's
than me.
something like that.
Mm-hmm.
As elections happened, this one, and I watched the video because I thought, surely.
Eric's wife, not Don Jr. Eric's wife. Yeah, Don Jr. got divorced and remarried.
Well, I think they're just dating, and he may have had lunch with somebody that he shouldn't have because he got in trouble.
Again.
Didn't that happen?
I don't know. I was not there.
She could be in a hurricane and her hair would never move. I don't know if you've ever picked up on that.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's her style.
Aquanet.
Y'all,
99 cents a can.
to have the amount of hair y'all got between the three of you,
We've
y'all
got a
sure
head-
talk about a lot of other people's hair.
We've got a head full of hair if you added us all up.
If you add them all up.
We got any birthdays today?
We got a few of them. We've got Scotty and Joyce Godwin is celebrating 65 years together. Edna Barfield celebrating her 58th birthday with Lauderdale County Sheriff's Office. Here's your one. Kurt May, 57 years old today. Bill Smith, 58 years old today. Kate Cherry's got a birthday. Mandy Goldman's got a birthday. Caleb Haney, 37 years old today. Kristen McDonald. Serena Lee at 17. Gail Barrett has got a birthday Sunday. And Marjorie McElroy's got a birthday tomorrow. Aunt Margie. You talking about a hoot?
Oh yeah, she crazy as a run over dog.
She
That's
sure
my.
is.
She is. I think she'll be 81 tomorrow.
Yeah, she is.
She is a sweet heart.
You just said she's crazy as a run over dog.
Well, she is. She's a nut.
She's part of
love
Greg's
her,
family.
love her. But she's that aunt everybody wished they had growing up because she just, you go somewhere where her never was in a hurry. You was going to have a ball. Also, I don't know if you got it yesterday, Dylan Hudler was 20.
We called it. If you'd watched the show, you would know these things.
If I wasn't
It ain't
getting
even
ready,
good when we
I
hear
know,
it.
exactly. If I wasn't prepping for today's show, I would
trying
have
to
been
get
watching.
your hair fixed.
That's
We
right.
said, I wouldn't have called that out like that if I was
What
you.
happens when you've been in prison for a little while?
I don't know. Ask Julia.
This whole story is almost like Jailhouse Rock. Did y'all actually watch Jailhouse Rock like I did?
I didn't know it was a movie.
Elvis. dancing.
The
to
song,
The
I
song
got
was an
that.
actual movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Elvis goes to jail, and
We
while
didn't
he's
have
in
a
jail,
TV.
he's taken in by this old timer that's in jail that wants to be his manager and teaches him the
Okay.
ways of prison of what's going on. And in return, when he gets out, he wants to be a part of what Elvis is doing. Well, this would be a real life story here. Is we got somebody mighty upset that says she helped somebody while they were in prison make it through. Martha Stewart was in jail, but her best buddy back in jail is upset because she wants nothing to do with her now after she's out of jail. She said she helped take care of her, showed her how to sneak food in and get. She said that Martha didn't even
What does she
understand
want Martha to do?
financial help. Is what she's
Is
asking.
this related to the documentary? And because they kind of highlighted Martha's time in jail and referenced
Maybe so.
people that she met and kind of, I don't know.
She went on to say that Martha didn't understand, like if you wanted a piece of paper to write home, you just didn't get it in prison. You had to do a favor to someone else.
Everything's
to get that.
switching and swapping.
Yeah, for a pack of smokes or whatever you want to call it, like we saw.
Yeah, prison
Like a
definitely
Roman
has its
noodles.
own economy.
Roman noodles is that's worth some money.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah. So I thought we'd show her ex roommate there from prison. Daily Mail posted the story. Here she is.
She's smiling.
Y'all.
That was her bestie there in prison.
We got another Tommy and Joyce.
Well, that ended cold.
Godwin had their 65th anniversary yesterday.
65 years.
In a row.
That is awesome.
He'd have been out 3 times.
That is an awful
I had a
joke.
buddy tell me the other day he had his 50th wedding anniversary. I said, "Dude, you've been married to 4 different women. You can't add them together."
That happens. Again, as we begin this, we're going to be tracking all the headlines for you all weekend long. If it happens, we'll be there on the scene to let you know what's going on, how it affects you, live from the location.
I hope you have a slow weekend.
All but that 45 minutes that he sleeps each night. He goes into the bat cave, hangs upside down. then the red phone rings and to the Batmobile.
Don't forget the bat signal.
My bad.
He's got to go through the bookshelf to get down to the secret stairs.
We want to say thank you to each and every one of you joining us. Odie, have you got a Bible verse for us today as we depart?
This time. We're going to go to Philippians 4, verse 19. But my God shall supply all your needs according to his riches in glory by Christ Jesus. There's nothing that he won't do for us, but first we've got to ask him. He's going to bless us, and he's going to lead us the way he sees fit to lead our lives. Invite him into your heart. Let him guide your path, because it can lead to riches that he wants us to share in. Y'all have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend. We'll be back Monday. Batman will be out and about. You'll see him today. He drives a white truck instead of a black car, but that's okay. You can spot him. But until next week, y'all have a wonderful time. Remember, we all love you.
Y'all got any closing remarks there before we get
Y'all
anything?
have a good weekend.
Be safe. Be nice to each other.
We'll
Are
see
you
you
going
then.
to do that?
Always put your best foot forward.
Unless you're robbing somebody, then he wants to hit you with
No
a
matter
stick.
how many.
That's right.